So I wanted to make this video. I actually haven't even edited or posted my haul video from the Friends of the Library book sale that I went to this weekend, but I'm going to be discussing a book that I got from that sale. So who knows in which order I will upload these videos, but I wanted to talk about this while it's fresh in my mind. So went to the book sale, and I have currently been reading The Time Traveler's Wife. I haven't finished it yet, and it was downstairs when I was in the mood to read something on Saturday night, and so I was like, well, I'll pick something up, and that I got from the library book sale. So I picked up this Burned by Ellen Hopkins, and I didn't know anything about it, and when I picked it up and I started looking through the pages, I realized that they're poems. Like, it's all written in verse, which I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that when I flipped through it, and I read a lot of it on Saturday night, and then I finished it on Sunday, very early Sunday. So today I found, and I knew that there was a second one because I kept seeing people talk about it when I was Instagram creeping it, and people were like, yeah, I just got the second one. The second one came out on the 10th. It just came out. I love when I do things like that, when I find a book or something that I love, and I find out about it just as the sequel is coming out, so then I don't have to wait for the sequel. So I read this, and today I went to Barnes & Noble to get Smoke, which is the second one, and I didn't need to buy it because it's brand new, and I've bought 50 something books, 51, 52 books in the last few months. I don't need it, but that's what I do when I read series. So I'm just a little ways into this one, but I'm going to finish it. I just was reading it at work and it got busy, but I think I love it, and it's very interesting because I'm not usually someone that enjoys reading poems, but this is really cool because it just flows really interestingly, and it just is such a cool idea for a book to make a story fit in small poems by the author. I've got friends tweeting me. But I think I like the first one a lot better than the second one so far. I just think this was sad. Definitely really sad. I just sat there and cried and was texting my best friend, like, what is happening? But this one seems so far to be very far-fetched, kind of. I mean, if I, spoiler alert, just killed my dad, I would probably not be as smart as she was. Like, I'd just sit there and cry and try and talk like the police out of like self-defense type thing. So her running, I'm like, I wouldn't have done that, and maybe it's just because I'm an idiot. I don't know, but it's just, oh, if she had just stayed with Aunt Jay, it would have been so much better. Another thing I'm not a fan of about these books is she's Mormon, and I feel like it, because of her specific situation, it probably gives Mormonism a really bad connotation. And because I know very few people who are Mormons, and I don't know anyone like very personally, so not knowing very much about how they believe, this book is kind of, it makes me very unsure about it. And so I don't know if that's to the book's detriment or if it's offended people. I don't know. I enjoy the story, and it doesn't, even the fact that they're a Mormon family doesn't really have it has kind of everything to do with it, but it's not, I don't know. It's just interesting that it's not a book to kind of teach you about how Mormons believe. Kind of like all of my Amish books, they're very not factual, but you kind of just learn about how they live. This is her not wanting to do that. So I guess it's really not supposed to be a good connotation because she doesn't want to live that way anymore. So it's interesting. I enjoy reading it. I just don't know how other people, especially Mormons, if they, I don't know. I don't know about it. But so I just wanted to talk about these. And I had never heard about Ellen Hopkins before. Did not know who that was until I just picked up this book. I literally judged it by its cover and by the little synopsis on the back. And it looked interesting, so I bought it. And it was $2. So I didn't know anything, and I was posting about it on Instagram, and everyone was commenting. They're like, "Oh my goodness, I love her. I read all her books. I love her books." And I was like, "Okay, like, cool. Other people have heard about it, and I haven't. That's, I mean, good because half the time I'm reading stuff and people don't know what I'm talking about." So I had this sitting at work just on the counter tonight, and 4 customers came by and they were like, "Is that good? I've read all of her other books. I haven't read that one yet." And I never get that. I always have books sitting on the counter and no one ever comments about them. So it's just interesting that so many people have read this and I've never heard of her before. And so I'm really excited to read some of her other books as well after all of I haven't read any of these last ones. Some of these I just so many things that I have to read and I really need to go study. I've got a test tomorrow, but instead I'm probably going to sit with my book in my lap and watch The Emperor's New Groove.